Friends, welcome to TK5 tutorial. Today I'm here with a new problem, and that problem is rising temperature, right? So here in this column, in this table called weather, you have column name ID, record date, and temperature, right? So ID is the column with the unique values in this table, and there is no different rows in the with the same record date. So record date is also unique, and the temperature of each day is recorded in this table, right? So if you could look at this table, whether you have the ID, record date, and the temperature. Now, the problem asking that write a solution to find all the dates ID with higher temperatures compared to its previous day, that is yesterday, right? Result, return the result in any order. So here, this is one of the day. Now, look at this date. So if you could see this date, I have to find the all those ID whose temperature was greater than the previous one, right? So it is saying that find the solution. So find all the dates ID with higher temperature compared to previous day. So you could see that this date has a temperature 25 and the previous date the temperature was 10. It means that this ID has higher temperature as compared to previous day temperature. So such ID we have to find. Okay. If the temperature is lower than the previous temperature, so you could see that the ID number 3 with the date this and temperature is 20. Now you could see the previous temperature. This is 25. It means that the ID 3 has lower temperature than the previous one. So we don't need such kind of ID, right? So this is what we have to display in this output table. So what we could do here, we could perform the self-join function, right? So it is not any self-join is not a function, but it's a kind of, we could say, the concept where the same table is joined with the same table is joined, right? Weather table is joined with the weather table only, right? So how to go about this problem, we'll see here. So now what you could say that you need this ID one, right? So you perform this code. So select ID from uh, weather table, weather table T1. Okay. Um, I'm saying join weather T2 on T1 day, T1 dot record date. Now concentrate here. T1 dot record date is equal to date date add add T2 dot record date comma interval 1 day. So what I have done, right? I have performed the self join operation here. On what basis? On the basis that I'm saying that let's say this is the table T1, right? So I'm saying that record date of T1 should be equal to record date of T2, which is the same table, but I'm saying that you have to add one, right? You have to add 1 day in this T1 in this table, right? So so what it does is, each date it will increase by one, right? So what does this function does? This function add 1 day, 1 day to this record date column, right? And then we could perform that if so. So now, if you see this, right, let me let me show you how this, the complete table looks, and then we'll perform the next operation to find to get the required result, right? So I want T1 um, dot all, comma T2 dot all. Let's check what is coming. So now here you could see. So what I told you give this T1 dot all and T2 dot all. Now, if you could see here, I'm saying you have to add one day in the record date. Now look here. It has added one day in this column, and then it has performed this on this condition, right? You have to find all those rows where this recorded should be equal to recorded, but it should be added to one, right? So now here you could see key you have this two, then three, then four, and its corresponding temperature. So now from here, what I can do is I can perform that if T1 temperature is greater than T2 temperature, then I have to uh, fetch those ID. So here you could see in this table that if you could see the table ID 2, the 2 has temperature greater than the previous temperature. So I mean, from here you could see that these are all the previous day temperature corresponding to this state, right? Because you added one and then you are performing the join. So yeah, then only you are performing the join. So you added one and then you are performing the join, right? So if you add one here, it will become two, and corresponding to two, what is the temperature is 10, right? So so from here further, what we could write is where T1 dot temperature, where T1 dot temperature is greater than T2 dot temperature. And you don't need all this row, you need only ID. So you write T1 dot ID. Okay. Where you run this. So now you could see that your code is fine and this is accepted. So now you could press or you could click this submit button, and you could see that whether the all test cases are passed or not. So here your code has been accepted, right? So the problem was also this problem was also quite good, where you have to think logically that we have to perform the self join and we have to give this condition, right? So that's all about this problem. Thank you all.